You're now listening to the Shift Training Podcast, where we're focused on improving the quality of human interaction. I'm your host, Law.
I'm your co-host, Vaughn.
All right, and Vaughn's got a few topics. So what we got today?
So the first topic that we're going to be talking about is attention is the currency of connection. What do you think of that topic?
Attention is the currency of connection. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's elaborate on that. What you got?
Yeah, I feel like for me, I think of it more like a money since we're talking about currency. So if you give someone a penny instead of just $1, you are not giving that person a full connection or full present.
Yeah, I could see that. It's the same as being on your phone in the middle of a conversation. Yeah, I mean, if you're having a conversation with somebody, they want you to listen, you're trying to engage or interact with them, but you're just like, huh? I mean, obviously, connection's not going to happen, right?
Yeah, I think that as long as you put your phone and prime yourself that I'll be here to listen, connect, I think that's a good way to prime it. And I think an analogy that I can think of is, think of like a flashlight, and if you just like point it in different direction, you won't be able to lit up what you're trying to highlight.
Right.
So if you just focus, then you'll be able to connect, and that means the person that you're speaking with will feel valued and they matter.
Okay.
I think that's, yeah.
Yeah, they feel heard. That saying that everyone wants to feel heard or seen, etc. I think that's important to show that you can be present, you can be there, you can hold space for them by aiming your attention on what's in front of you, right? Then and there,
Exactly.
and kind of soaking that up. Yeah.
Yeah, nice and easy. Moving on to our second topic.
Cool.
Distraction is the modern epidemic right now. I think this goes back again to the phone, maybe the notification, the messages. I think as long as we take our time to be present and remove all those distraction, it will allow us to connect with other human beings more deeply.
Yeah, I think the challenge with that is like, we talk about screens, right? We're not doing that screens, it's a tool, right? But the overutilization of the tool for, external stimulus or things like that constantly, it makes it harder for people to focus. I mean, being able to focus is a skill. It's something you practice. It's literally a function of the brain. But if you don't use that function of the brain, then you're going to miss your opportunity to develop your focus.
Exactly.
So I think, that's a challenge. But I think part of that challenge is that there might be, sometimes people have things that they say about that or particular excuses about it. Like, ADD or ADHD, or I'm diagnosed this or I'm diagnosed that. Yeah, sure. Maybe that's true. But also there's a level of you can still practice to some degree to the best of your ability. Now, there may be some cases where, sure, it's extremely hard, but I think this is the difference. There are people with amputated limbs. It is hard for them to run or to compete and do things.
Right.
Yet there are people who still do it. And I think that's kind of the thing. Sometimes we will use a diagnosis or what someone else sees or observes about us to be the reason why we cannot and why we must be at the mercy of the social media apps or phones or whatever it is that makes us unable to focus or be still or be present. I feel like that's kind of being trained into people at this point in time.
I think how we treat our mental and emotional health is what shows to other people. So if we treat ourselves with lots of scattered distraction, that's what's going to happen. So a calm body, we have to start with our body, because I think when we calm our body, our mind follows. And I think of this as the snow globe, you know what I mean? And if you shake the snow globe, that's what's happening with our brain, because there's so much distraction, so much going on. But if you sit still and you place it on the table or somewhere grounded, that's what's happening in our brain. So you become more responsive instead of being reactive.
Yeah. I think part of that also is like, we'll run into a part of distraction is the remedy for discomfort. So if I can distract myself from what I'm feeling, then I don't have to worry about that right now. Dealing with that feeling or having to process something that's challenging is uncomfortable. And it's very easy to just pick up my phone and just do this and laugh at stuff and feel a little bit better. When you think about it, if that's the normal practice or the normal habit, when you're interacting with someone else, you're having a discussion with somebody else, you don't have capacity for your own feelings. You're used to avoiding them. So you're very likely to try to distract yourself and avoid other people's feelings as well, which means you're going to have a hard time paying attention. You're going to have a hard time connecting. You're going to more or less This is interesting. I think more or less people don't understand that if you are distracted when someone is trying to speak with you, they will all of a sudden think they should, through a series of feelings and such, they're going to ultimately be like, I shouldn't speak with you about certain stuff. They are going to start to detach from you. They're going to remove parts of the connection simply because you weren't able to focus, be present, and listen. You were distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think another factor of that is like most people are listening to reply, right? Instead of being understanding. Sometimes you just got to pause for about 2 seconds and let the person just speak more, because sometimes they have some more thoughts and opinions. So that way they can really connect with you. Which brings us to our third topic.
All right.
Presence.
Okay. Presence. Run it. What we got?
Okay, so the way I think of presence is very similar to what we talk about already, which is being grounded, being still, and having that grounded or stillness creates clarity, and clarity equals confidence. Sometimes?
Yeah. Sometimes clarity scares people and they're not very confident anymore because they're scared now.
Those are the people that are afraid of the truth.
Yeah, maybe. Or seeing something different. Yeah, presence. I think something you were saying before is relevant to when we're able to better be present with ourselves. It creates opportunities for us to, or strengthens our capacity to be present with others, right? Something like that. If we can't do it with ourselves, it's probably gonna be really hard to do that with others.
Right.
Something like that, right? Yeah, I think that's pretty true. I think that the people I've been able to have the most fully present conversations and interactions are people that either are, whatever's going on is super urgent, so it's top of mind for them, so they're locked in, sort of. Maybe they're running towards trying to find a solution too quickly, but they're usually fully engaged. The other group of people are people who I know practice or partake in other exercises or things that require them to be still, to be fully present, to be fully focused. Those are the people that when we interact, I know that they're able to bring that same capacity to the conversation, more or less.
Yeah. I mean, I think of it more the same thing, same analogy as the snow globe. This one with the water, if you start shaking the water just spill out, and just stay still. And you'll be able to have a better connection with other people and being more present.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. We covered attention,
Action,
and then presence.
presence.
All three are strongly correlated with how we interact with people and how we face things in ourselves.
All about connection, all connected to connection with yourself and others.
100%. So yeah, guys, if you are interested in more content like this, please follow, subscribe, all the things that they tell you to do. Rating and review, share with a peer. We appreciate that. If you want to support us beyond that, you can get you some of the best supplements on earth from First Form. The link will be in the bio. They are one of our absolute favorites, and they have all kinds of things. So things for digestion, things for mental clarity and sharpness, things for muscle repair and recovery, for sleep, all things that help you to perform, do well, and connect better with others.
That's it for us.
All right, we hope you have a beautiful day. Take care.